Hi everyone, this is Dori with the Victor Farmington Library, and I am here to tell you once again about the Teen Craft of the Week. This week we are doing Mini Zen Gardens. So if you are able to stop by the library and pick up a take and make kit, you can pick up the supplies to create one of these really cute little Zen gardens. In the supply kit, you'll have a metal tin, sand, some stones, and a little paper flower. You put them in your tin, and then you can relax and draw patterns in the sand. These are really fun and a really nice way to just relax and think about the moment. The tins that come in the take and make kit are plain. If you aren't able to pick up a kit at the library, or if you don't get one before the supplies run out, you can pick up some of these on your own. These tins are the same size as an Altoids tin or a Sucret's tin. Just any little like tin for mints works really well. You use just fine sand, the kind of sand you might use for sand art, decorative sand. Any little stones will work. You can cut little flowers or leaves out of paper. But again, those supplies will be in the kit along with this bamboo toothpick that you can use for a rake. Now the kits come with a plain tin, and I'm going to talk to you today about some ideas for decorating the tin. This is absolutely optional. If you do decide you want to decorate your tin, you do want to decorate it before you put the sand and everything in, otherwise you'll make a mess. You'll see the one I was using before, I had painted. So this is my first tip. You can simply paint the tin. That can be really fun. I used just acrylic paint to make this tree design. I just used a layering technique of the paint. First I painted the top blue. I let that dry. Then I painted just the tree trunk and branches, let that dry. And then I used just a small paintbrush with green paint just to make little leaves like that. And I started with darker green. I let it dry, and then I used lighter green, let that dry, and then I just went back over with a little darker to add a little detail. It came out really cute. I love that tree. So you can paint the tin any way you want if you choose to paint. I also wanted to make one that was just an abstract design, maybe some circles or different geometric shapes on it. I also wanted to tell you about how you can decorate the tin using a decoupage technique. Decoupage is a simple technique of just using paper and glue to decorate something. I cut these pictures out of magazines. Most of them I cut out of some magazines, or some of them came from an old greeting card. You can, again, cut out pictures or words from a magazine. You can print out a photo. You can print out a picture. You can use anything you want made of paper to try and do the decorative, to try and decorate it. First thing I'm going to do is just decide how I want my design to look. Now I decided to go with like flowers and grass because these Zen gardens make me think of nature. So I wanted something that seemed like nature and seemed relaxing. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just decide how I want my items on my tin. I'm gonna be cutting those down. Some words. I'm decided to make a little collage from some of the things I cut out of the magazine. You can also, if you have one picture you like, you can just use one whole sheet of paper, one picture. And then I'm going to add some flowers. Okay, Now I have my design all laid out the way I like it with my words and pictures from the magazine. So now I'm just gonna glue them onto the tin. If you are doing a collage-like layered pattern like I am, of course you want to start with gluing the bottom layer first. I actually already off camera glued down the grass, so I'm gonna start gluing on some of the flowers. I find that just using regular Elmer's glue, any kind of craft or all-purpose school glue, as long as it's glue that dries clear, works well. And I find it easiest to use just a fine paintbrush, dip it in the glue to apply the glue. Don't worry about getting glue on the tin or the front of the design, because eventually everything is going to be covered in glue. And then just glue the pictures down where you want them. I have my collage, my design, all glued down. I love it. Really cute. Once you get everything glued, before you move on to the last step, which is going to be just putting the glaze on, you want to make sure it's dry. So just let it dry maybe 10 minutes just so that they don't move around when you paint on the decoupage. So for the last step, to finish this off, you're just going to make a mixture of just the regular craft glue mixed with water, and roughly use about 1 part water to 1 part glue. Doesn't have to be exact. You basically just want a thinned down version of the glue. And then we're just going to paint this over our design. And it should kind of soak in and cover everything. What this is going to do is seal the design onto there and provide a bit of a glaze, a little protective glue cover. Okay, I let this dry about 45 minutes or so, pretty much all dry. I'm just going to do the same thing once again, add 1 more coat of the glue mixture. And just a tip, I just covered the glue and water mixture with plastic wrap while I waited so it didn't dry out. So once again, I'm just going to put on another thin coat, and then we're going to let it dry. And the reason we want to make sure it dries thoroughly between coats is if it isn't dry, you're more likely to get bubbles. Comes out much better if you do a couple of thinner coats. Just wiping away some of the excess glue around the edges. Just make sure I have it even. And that's it. We're gonna let this dry, and then afterwards we'll show you the finished product. So it is all dry, and here's how it came out. So cute. I love decoupage, so it now has a bit of a protective coating on it, and I find that once it dries, it's even a little water resistant. I like to use decoupage on all kinds of things you can use to decorate them. I've made really cute notebooks, covered just plain cardboard boxes to make them look really cute, and I think it came out really nice on this little mini Zen garden. So I hope you have fun with your mini Zen garden. Hope you're able to get a kit. If not, you could probably find the supplies to make one yourself. If you decorated your mini Zen garden, I'd love to see how yours came out. So take a picture and send it to me.